Right, afternoon everybody. Here on the 8th of October, I think it is. Just drilling some palladium second wheat here in Vaderstad at Sharp's Farm and Armiger's Farm. I'm on the 7 to 8 today and the 6 metre rapid. We've also got Graham's here on one of the 939s and the 8 metre rapid, and my brother's also here on another 939 and the 6 metre Lemken solitaire combination. We started drilling about 7:30 this morning, and by about 7:30 tonight we'll have this whole block in 12 hours, which is 400 acres. So yeah, if anybody's interested as well, we've got our calendar for 2026 live at the moment on the website. Or just click on the link below on the YouTube video, or go onto Instagram. In the bio there'll be a link for you to go to as well. I think they're £14, is that right, Matthew? £14, and each month has got a different piece of our machinery at work throughout the year, different things we get up to in different months. But the obviously November, December and January are, clips from different parts of the year, because a lot of the machines aren't moving apart from the sprayer, potentially on some black grass top-ups. So yeah, but if you're interested, buy one. They're £14, and we'll get them out to you if you get your order in soon, because we're going to put our order in for them soon, so the more people that do, the better it will be. So thank you very much. So basically on this drill, you got 2 rows of discs, leveling board, then 2 rows of coulters, the tyres, and then a covering harrow. So you get a cultivation pass. It's like a Vaderstad carrier sort of in front of the drill. Leveling boards just to drag a bit of soil into any holes or anything. 2 rows of discs. I mean, this really is a year for the Vaderstad, to be fair. These are the conditions they work perfectly in. Then you got 3 eradicated tines for each wheel, as we got 900s on and 750s on the front. So no, she's the proper drilling rig. So yeah, beautiful conditions, best conditions I've probably ever had for drilling, other than at home at Burwell at Lower Portland Farm. On the chalk there, it's an onion bed every year, but yeah, this is unbelievable. This is some heavy clay. Yeah, what did we do here? We subsoiled it, Tiranoed it, Rexus pressed it, and now we're through with the Vaderstad's. Brothers on a couple of heavier fields than this, where the drainage isn't quite as good, so it didn't rip up as well in the summer. So we took the option of, because I'll get all 3 of us here today, he's just ticking off a few bits that could have done with the pass in front of the drill. So instead of that, we're just using the combination, which is doing a hell of a job as well. So the reason we're only drilling at 350 seeds is because the seed to soil contact and the bed that the seed is going into is like drilling into light land. So we feel that there's no need to put any more than that on. It's only the 8th of October, and for second wheats we generally find that, if they're slightly thinner, the rooting's better. We struggle with less problems from tackle. You get bigger ears and more grains per ear. So in the past we've found that, we're getting bigger yields from lower seed rates, less competition, less disease. Because the trouble is, when you get a really, really thick canopy, and you get a wet period like we did 2 springs ago, septoria spreads through rubbing of leaves and everything, and the spores, when you get a rain event, you get the splash effect where the spores then spray onto other parts of the plants next door or whatever, and transfer of disease is a lot greater. So that's why we tend to drill at a bit lower seed rate, really, than most people. I seen on social media, a lot of people are drilling at sort of 400 to 450 seeds at the minute. Not saying that's wrong or anything, it's just this is how we do it and it's what we find. So yeah, I see in the last video as well, there was a couple of comments, sorry I hadn't replied to, a couple of you asked what happened to the front press on the Lemken power harrow combination. Basically, it's the bigger press, which is the 900mm, so the weight of it is it's very heavy. I think it's nearly 4 ton total in weight compared to the 700mm packer. And anybody looking at buying a 6 metre 900mm packer, I would advise them not to. We keep having problems with it, shearing the cast lugs off the rings where they're bolted together, because you don't have a shaft right the way through. It relies on bearings on different bits, and then in the middle of it, and then the rings are then just bolted together. So if you were going to buy one of those presses, I'd buy a 700mm if you're going to have a 6 metre. I think on a 4 metre it'd be all right because you haven't got as much pull on it, because it's not as obviously it's not as far out. Whereas on the 6 metre you've got so much weight on the end of the press, you're getting too much leverage, and then it's snapping the castings. So even though we check the bolts, you know, every couple of days, and to be fair, you can never ever tighten them anymore. They're at full tension. So yeah, it's just a bit annoying, but that's what happened to the press. It wasn't like an operator error or anything. My brother hadn't hit anything. So yeah. What else have we had? Break. Was there any other comments? I'm just trying to wrap my brains now. No, I don't think so. We've had a couple of GPS issues and that this week, with a couple of the tractors and the little quad track. But the little quad track, one of the terminals has come loose on top of the battery and hasn't been connecting properly, and has been arcing out and has destroyed the top of the battery terminal. So we had to get a new battery for that today. What else have we had? Analysis of the digestate. It depends. It varies depending on what type of digestate, but generally the food waste, which is 90% of what we spread, that is nearly not double, but it'd be a third better in nutrient value. So if you said a maize-based digestate was 3 kilos, you'd near on damn it say that a food waste digestate is an extra kilo, might be 4 kilos, and the P's and K's would be, P would be slightly more in the food waste, the K wouldn't be quite as much, but in the maize based digestates, K would be a lot higher. So it's all swings and roundabouts really. And the maize based digestates generally depend on the nutrients that you've actually put on the crop that's been harvested, then digested. If it hasn't got very much nutritional value in it, then the nutritional value in the digestate won't be very good. And that's basically how it works. And it's no different with the food waste digestate. If you mainly feed your digester on things like oranges, apples, what else? Oranges, apples, cucumbers, melons, all sorts of fruit and veg. There's not a lot of nutritional value in them, and the gas yield is poor, so the digestate would be not very. The digestate nutritional value in that wouldn't be very good. So whereas a lot of the digesters that we go into, like blood, is rich in nitrogen, and a lot of the ones we do, like ReFood and that, is uses a lot of guts and blood and bone and all sorts of stuff like that, as well as bread is very high in energy as well. So it all really depends on the diet that you feed the digester, and it will vary from plant to plant really. So yeah, that's a bit of a lowdown on digestate analysis really. So have a look here, see what it's like. There's a seed. Yeah, so as you can see, look, the seeds are in the bottom there. Vaderstad just does a hell of a job of putting the seed in. Next row should be about here. Is it there?
there it is. It's in there, in the side there. Oh, there we go. Look, you can see the seed there, just in there. Look, there's the next one. Oh, there it is. I've disturbed them. And then let me down here. So yeah, no, it's in the moisture. Lovely old job. Lovely old job. So yeah, I keep moving them with my hand. There's another one. Look. So it's in there. What's that in there? Just over 32 mil, about 35 mil, something like that. So that's ideal for the Pre-M. You have to get it in there minimum 32 mil really for the Proclus, Liberator, and Luxemon. Otherwise, if you get heavy rain, that'll wash down and affect the rooting of the plant and the establishment. So yeah, no, as you can see, this is heavy land, and I mean it's ideal. We'll put a roll over this probably tomorrow afternoon, just let it haze off a bit, don't want it to go too tight. So yeah, all good. So yeah, no, we had the other problem we had this week was British Sugar have changed how they want the beet harvested. They don't want as much top on them apparently. So Sunday morning I was delighted with a phone call from poor old Adam at Pretoria, who had 8 rejected loads because the top tear, it had too much green leaf on it according to British Sugar. So I had to deal with that on Sunday. Thankfully a neighbouring farmer, Robert Covey, he allowed us to tip them off up on his airfield, which was very kind of him, because we've literally got nowhere and we couldn't get the lorries back on the field because we had 13-14 mil of rain on the weekend. So yeah, there was nowhere to tip the lorries back off. Luckily he's got a big old airfield with a perimeter track around it, so he managed to free up an area there for us, which was much appreciated. So at the moment all the sugar beet are actually still sat in the lines. We've been told they've got to wilt for an extra week before British Sugar will accept them. So yeah, early indications on yield on that is around 80 tonne a hectare, but we haven't had enough to go to get a solid sort of outcome at the moment. But no, sugar beet could, along with oilseed rape, could be crop of the year this year for us. You know, you sort of do 80 tonne at 33 quid. You know, you're nearly £2,600 output. Well, wheat was only around 1,500 this time. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting the results of those, and hopefully they don't lose too much sugar sitting in the heat, because obviously it's quite mild at the moment. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see anyway, to say the least. But no, all good. Well, we'll get a video next week, hopefully when the mouse comes back, when Pretoria's mouse comes back, of that working. I've had a few messages from some followers and that saying that they'd be interested to see the mouse in action, because other than in East Anglia and up into Lincolnshire and that, it's very rare you see a mouse working, which mouse basically is a roper machine, self-propelled, and you leave the beet in a long line and it goes along. It's got a roller bed, yeah, it goes along the heat, puts the sugar beet through them, cleans any dirt and any green matter off of them, and then loads the lorry in about 4 or 5 minutes. So it's a very impressive machine. So next week we'll get that for you. In terms of drilling, what have we got left? We've got, after today, we will have about 600 acres left to drill, which we'll just go steady at. Some of it's a third wheat, Skyfall, some second wheat, and then some more land behind sugar beet at Burwell when that comes out in a couple of 3 weeks time. So hopefully the weather holds and it doesn't turn to a complete downpour of rain for weeks on end, but we'll just have to see. We'll deal with whatever conditions we have at the time when we get there. So yeah, so thank you very much for continuing to watch, everyone. Hopefully we're giving you an insight to what we're up to each week. If there's anything you'd like to see more of, just let us know in the comments, or feel free to give me a call or Matthew. But no, keep subscribing. Thank you very much for everybody that subscribed, and if everyone else can subscribe as well, that'd be much appreciated, and we'll try and keep giving you some interesting content.
thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. And I'll have a shave hopefully before the next one.